The Red Sea has become a dangerous flashpoint. Wars, you see, have no boundaries. They expand to fill up conflict zones. The Israel-Hamas war is not being fought only on land and desert. It has moved to the waters as well, to the Red Sea, a maritime lifeline in danger of becoming a death line. The choke point of this vital trade route is known as the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. The Houthis based in Yemen and camped above the Bab have begun attacks on ships doing commerce with Israel. Such is the situation that the US has reached out to China to help it protect the vital shipping lane. Today, 2 vessels crossing this waterway were attacked. A Norwegian-flagged tanker was hit by a missile. A French warship was attacked by drones. Who is attacking these ships? Yemen's Houthi rebels. They are backed by Iran, and they have been attacking ships in the Red Sea, putting in peril cargo and energy shipments coming through the Suez Canal. These attacks, you see, have steadily increased since the Israel-Hamas war broke out and effectively widens the international impact of this war. Now, before we go any further, let me just tell you what happened today, just to put things in context. A cruise missile fired by Yemen's Houthi rebels slammed into a Norwegian-flagged tanker off the coast of Yemen. The missile attack caused a large fire on board the ship. The name of the ship is Strinda. It was coming from Malaysia and was bound for Italy via the Suez Canal. It was carrying palm oil. The Houthis, taking responsibility for the missile attack, said they only fired at the ship after it ignored warning calls from them. Now, it's not clear whether the ship has any ties to Israel, but Houthis, who back Hamas, attacked the vessel. Yemen is located 1,000 miles away from Gaza, yet since the war broke out between Israel and Hamas, Houthis have routinely targeted and sometimes even seized commercial as well as military ships crossing the Red Sea. They have vowed to attack any ships that the group believes are aiding Israel. Major Western powers and superpower America have responded. In fact, they understand the damage that the Houthis can inflict on Western commerce after all. American ships and air power is already patrolling the region. The French Air Force has joined this battle, as has the British Royal Air Force. And just a day before this incident, the French military reported repelling an attack on one of its guided missile frigates. The French military said that the attempted drone strikes were launched from Houthi-controlled region of Yemen. On Monday, while speaking to lawmakers in the French Senate, the Armed Forces Minister, Sébastien Lecornu, said that all hostile aircraft had been shot down by guided munitions. Although French officials stopped short of citing Houthis by name, the military has previously said that the drones had been launched from the coast of Al-Hodeida in Yemen. This is the area that is controlled by the armed faction formerly known as Ansarullah. And earlier this month, the US military said that one of its warships had come under attack. The Houthis claimed responsibility for the attack and pledged to continue such operations until the Israeli aggression in Gaza stops. Now, before this, the Houthis also published dramatic footage showing the fighters taking control of a cargo ship. These Houthi attacks are not amateurish, by the way. The rebels constitute a well-trained force that has held its own for decades in the endless war for the control of Yemen. The Bab el-Mandeb Strait is only 29 kilometers wide at its narrowest point, yet nearly 10% of all oil traded at sea passes through it. The US has not retaliated against the Houthis yet, but the incidents in the Red Sea have raised serious concerns. Concerns that any wider conflict in the sea or a potential reprisal strike from Western forces could reignite tensions once again in the Arab world's poorest nation. You see, amid the Gaza conflict, the Houthis also saw an opportunity to divert attention from Yemen's humanitarian crisis. It serves their purpose. Let me just tell you how. The US, the UK and France have all strengthened their naval presence in Eastern Mediterranean, all to support Israel and reinforce regional stability. Britain, for that matter, has sent warships, spy planes, helicopters, and a company of Royal Marines. France has sent a warship, an amphibious helicopter carrier called Tonnerre, which is capable of carrying 15 helicopters and carrying out strikes or surveillance operations. They have sent 200 sailors. What about the United States? Well, 3 weeks after the start of the war, the U.S. naval deployment in the Mediterranean reached levels never seen before. Ships, submarines, over 15,000 soldiers have been sent. The American response goes beyond assurance. They say it reflects real concerns about the risk of regional escalation. They are all on standby in case something untoward takes place. Now, reports say that the U.S. is in a hurry to organize a larger maritime protection force. What is its task? To prevent the world's busiest shipping lanes from getting blocked and crippling the global economy in the process. Reports say that talks are also underway between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia on West's response to designate the Houthis as a foreign terrorist organization. And if that happens, a key Houthi demand for peace plan would be blocked. It entails putting money into banks for payment of civil servant salaries. Similarly, the planned opening of any seaports or airports would not happen. It would keep Yemen's economy in ruins. And this is what the US is reportedly ready to do, the price it is willing to pay to support Israel and its plan to eradicate Hamas from the Gaza Strip. According to reports, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken also spoke to the Chinese foreign minister last week. He urged Beijing to join the multinational task force to protect shipping in the Red Sea. And if it happens, it would be a rare example of China and the U.S. working together to secure maritime security of this region. And analysts say that any intervention by the Western powers serves the Houthis, the Iran-backed group hoping to shore up popular support that was waning after years of the civil war in Yemen between them and the Saudi-backed forces. And so any Western military action in the Red Sea could further inflame the situation. How, you ask? It's because this is an international shipping lane, so any military operation there will affect global trade. The Houthis would then use this as an opportunity to claim that the West supports only Israel. And if the Houthis escalate their attacks further, it will usher the conflict in the region into a whole new phase, and that will not be far off. Because just look at the region we are talking about. There is history of geopolitical conflict there over Yemen's geography. Since the war in Gaza started, the U.S. has carried out retaliatory strikes against Iran-backed militias in Iraq as well as Syria. But the U.S. has not acted against the Houthis in Yemen. The Biden administration is reportedly focused on preserving the current ceasefire in Yemen, a somewhat fragile truce between the Saudi-led coalition and the Houthi rebels that technically ended a year ago but is still largely being honored. And the sense that we are getting, by the way, is that Washington wants to keep it that way. And so this is the reality of the Red Sea right now. Despite the presence of Western powers in the region, the Houthis continue to attack ships passing through a vital trade route and enjoy international leniency in the process. The question is, will the West pay the price for this? We will have to wait and watch. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.